Welcome to Cooking with Sarams. Like, share, and subscribe. Good morning, everyone. Sarams here. Just woke up and it's cold. It's a cold, sudden day this side. So yeah. So decided to start my morning with a lovely cup of rooibos. Just to warm the body up and some anime as well. So yeah, I'm currently watching Bucky Hanma. Yeah, I love anime. I love anime a lot. So I'll be cooking while watching anime. As you can see by the Akatsuki cloak. Yeah, so yeah, let's get into it, I guess. So first step of it is the prep. So the prepping. Now, when it comes to prepping, something in which, well, I actually didn't follow a particular recipe for this dish, but what we have here is called a tamagoyaki. So a tamagoyaki is a Japanese rolled omelet, and yeah, as it says, a Japanese roll. Right, the ingredients, as it says, it's a tamagoyaki. Basically, means that you must use eggs. So we have eggs and some mirin, some soy sauce, dark soy sauce to be exact, and salt and sugar for the sweet and savory flavor of it. And yeah, that's basically all the ingredients that I have used to make this dish. And right from here, we go to the prep. Now, the prep, well, what can I say? Prep was very interesting. So yeah. So what I basically what I did is I looked at what are the ingredients, and then after that I looked at how the final product should look like, and I just went with it from there. I didn't follow how they do it. The aim was to get to that final product, and I got there eventually. So yeah, what I did here is that I decided to go with a mixed pattern type of a dish, if it makes sense. So I wanted to have the yolk, the layer of the yolk as the center, and then wrapped in some egg whites, and then also topped or that also wrapped in the whole egg, both egg white and egg yolk at the same time. So yeah, so that was what I was going for, and I must say it came out pretty well. Although I had to do two more tamagoyaki rolled omelets, because the first attempt I messed it up by putting too much sugar in there. So you see, when you put too much sugar in there, it becomes too sweet, and it tends to stick to the pan, which it did a lot, and it frustrated the life out of me. And then after rolling it, when I got to taste it, I wasn't impressed with it. So decided to do another one and put a spin on it. Now with the next one, what I did was basically it's the same measurements, same ingredients, but I added Parmesan cheese and some Gouda on it, and making it a cheesy tamagoyaki. Basically, it was a cheesy tamagoyaki, and I must say it turned out perfectly. It was sweet and savory. The flavors were not overpowering one another. Instead, they were just blending and complementing each other. So yeah. So now let's talk about the measurements of it. So for 6 eggs, what I used was a whole teaspoon of mirin, half a teaspoon of soy sauce, half a teaspoon of salt, and no, a quarter teaspoon of salt, and then half a teaspoon of sugar. And yeah, so those are the measurements. And yeah, from there we whisked everything and then let it set aside for about 15 to 10 minutes at room temperature, so that all those seasonings may fully incorporate into the eggs. And yeah, then after that, I guess it was the cooking part. Now, the cooking part, now, I don't have a traditional Japanese pan because you have to use a square pan. I don't have a square pan, so I had to use my round non-stick pan, and it did the job. It did the job. So you just have to keep on. You first baste your pan with some oil. I used olive oil and some butter, and then after each roll, you repeat the process. Oil, a layer of your eggs. Once it starts to bubble, take your pan from the heat, roll your eggs, oil, thin layer of eggs, cheese, and repeat the process like that until you're out of butter and batter, and then until you're out of your egg mixture, and then from there, set it aside. Before you cut into it, let it wait for about a minute or two before you cut into it. So what I did is, after cutting into it, I poured 2 tablespoons of soy sauce in a pan. Let that heat up, not boil. Let that heat up, and then take my sliced tamagoyakis and just put them in there so that I just drench them in that soy sauce.